We won't.
We only have emergency entrances. So, welcome to Leytonstone Art Trail. Just wanted to share with you some correspondence that I've come across. And so, there's a number of characters which you may keep track of. There's a Mrs. Mirabel Jelani, Dr. Ben Chatois, Barrister James Collins, Mrs. Mirabel's daughter. There's an art dealer called Ben Neagle, an art representative, and an oil company. So on the 15th of May at 03:02, Mrs. Mirabel Jelani wrote, "Dear beloved, my dear, I know it will be a great surprise to you reading from me today, as we did not know each other before. I would like you to please take time and go through this mail with passion. It is the situation of things surrounding me that made me to cry out and ask you for an investment assistance in your country, because I never knew things would turn this way after a painful death of my beloved husband during the Southern Sudanese Civil War. My name is Mrs. Mirabel Jelani, an orphan. I am writing this mail to you with heavy tears in my eyes and great sorrow in my heart. I am married to Mr. Christopher Jelani, who worked with the Greater Nile Petroleum Operating Company Limited, GNPOC, as top senior officer before his death, and I became sick and very unwell to continue the work that I started with my husband since his death. I decided not to remarry or get another child outside my matrimonial home, which the Word of God is against. We were married for 32 years, with a daughter of 12 years old. When my late husband was alive, he deposited the sum of $2.7 million in a bank, with my name as the next of kin. Presently, this money is still with the bank. Recently, my doctor told me that I would not last for the periods of few weeks due to my cancer problem, and my late husband's relatives, who should have assisted me in this situation, are greedy and worldly. Since my ill health, they have stolen and converted all of my late husband's properties to their private use, simply because I did not have a son. They claimed that a woman has no share in her father's wealth. Having known my condition, I decided to hand you over this money to you to utilise it the way I'm going to instruct herein, because I saw your profile and I was attracted and convinced that you can be of assistance. I want you to take 30% of the total money for your personal use, while the remaining 70% will be invested by you for the benefit and education of my daughter Rosalind, who will be staying under your kind custody until she is matured enough to take care of herself. I should be going in for a surgery operation soonest, and desire this money to be transferred to you, as I do not wish to leave this money in the bank, because bankers might misuse it, and it will not be in the best interest of my daughter, who is just 12 and too young to handle this kind of money. As soon as I receive your urgent response, I shall give you the contact of the bank, and also instruct the bank attorney to issue you a change of ownership document that will prove you the present beneficiary of the fund in the bank, which is, if you assure me that you will act accordingly as I stated herein. I need your urgent response, as I don't know what tomorrow will result. Yours sincerely, Mrs. Mirabel Jelani. Email from Mr. Clive to Mrs. Mirabel Jelani, 20th of May, 11:16. Dearly beloved Mrs. Mirabel, do not apologise for contacting me, until now a stranger. I was touched by your tale of woe and misfortune and felt a heaviness of spirit. I am interested in your proposition, not, you will understand, from a primary concern with finance, but from an undying wish that we can, each of us, use the devil money for good purposes and thereby relieve ourselves from some guilt and others from their suffering. Please let me know how we may, in partnership, take this venture, like a mighty ship, forward into the great ocean of opportunity that beckons us. Yours sincerely, Mr. Clive. Email of the 15th of May 2016 at 0302. So it's the 23rd of May, 9:29 AM. My dear Mr. Clive, thank you for your response to my mail. May God be with you always. I know that my mail may have surprised you, but I got your contact after my fasting and prayers, and I honestly believe it was God that directed me to trust in you, that you will not fail me. Please understand me. You're not helping me, no. You are working for God, the Creator of heaven and earth. I'm doing this so that God will forgive my sins and accept my soul, because this sickness has suffered me so much, and no person is looking after my little daughter Rosalind here for me. My dear, I wish you to secure and invest this money, which I shall cause to be transferred to you, partly for the benefit and education of my daughter. We have not actually met before, but I have no choice than to contact you, believing that in view of your status, you will not disappoint me in this situation, even in death. After this fund is transferred to your account, you will manage part of it, 30% of the total money for your personal use, while the remaining 70% will be invested by you for my daughter, who will be staying under your kind custody until she is matured enough to take care of herself. I am too weak and down and afraid that I might not survive my situation, but God knows the best, and I pray that whatever happens to me, you should take care of her for me. I shall be going in for a surgery operation soonest, and desire this money to be transferred to you sooner, before my surgery. I do not wish to leave this money in the bank, because bankers might misuse it. My late husband's relatives, who should have assisted me, are greedy and worldly. Since my ill health, they have stolen and converted all of my late husband's properties to their private use, because I did not have a son, and I do not want my daughter to get involved with them at all. Dear, I do not want my daughter to suffer here due to hunger or lack of money, and I wish you to give her proper education and maintenance for me, as your own child. I want my husband people to live and see that women has value in life. I have spoken to the bank lawyer today about you, so that he will help in every way that you may require to ensure a hitch-free transfer of the fund to your account, and he is waiting to hear from you. I want you to establish contact and work with him, as he is a trusted elderly man. He is the only person here that I am confiding in, as I do not want to let other people know about the transfer. Below is the contact of the lawyer, name Barrister James Collins, Solicitor and Advocates, office address Matra, Norbert Enoch Dabir, Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, phone number, email. Email from Mr. Clive to Barrister Collins. Subject, Dear God's Elect. Dear Mr. James, as you probably already know, Mrs. Mirabel Jelani has appointed me as God's elect in relation to the future care of her daughter. I have copied in Mrs. Jelani for informational point. As you see, her sorrowful tale is told more fully beneath, should you not already be familiar with it. In common with Mrs. Jelani, I share a savage distrust and disapproval in those who seek private gain from the misfortunes or ignorance of others, such as some of her miserable relatives do seem to do. Do you agree with me that swindlers and thieves that prey on the weak are the living scum of the earth? Indeed, I wish that such that would seek to exploit the people's innocence, good natures and gullibility should be severely smited into recognition of their evil, which is a boil on humanity. But enough of my views, which I hope we share. Please advise further how I can assist in these most tragic of circumstances that have befallen this good lady and her poor daughter. I await your response with anticipation.
Email Barrister James Collins to Mr. Clive at 13:26:2011. Attention, Mr. Clive. I am writing to you following the instructions of Mrs. Mirabel. She has instructed me to prepare her will in your name so that the bank can transfer her fund to your possession for the benefit of her daughter, Miss Roslyn. To prepare her will in your name, I will need the below information from you. Your full names, sex, occupation, current address, country, age, marital status, religion, your phone number, and a copy of your identity. On the receipt of the above information, I will proceed to the High Court and do the needful. Call me immediately when you send the above data to me. Thank you for your international recognition. Yours in service, Barrister James Collins, Solicitor and Advocate. Office address, Morris Norton, Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. Phone number, email.
Email on the 23rd of May 1739 from Mr. Clive to Mr. Collins. Dear Mr. James Collins, do you or your company have a website to which you can direct me? Many thanks. Most sincerely, Mr. Clive. Email Tuesday, May the 24th, 9:32 p.m. Mr. Clive to Barrister James Collins. Good evening. Any news on this, Mr. Collins? In any case, I feel we should use haste to address this matter. I look forward to hearing further. Yours, Mr. Clive.
26th of May 2016 at 17:34, Barrister James Collins wrote to Mr. Clive. Attention, Mr. Clive. I wish to inform you, and please take note of this bad news. I received a call this morning from Dr. Ben Shapman. It is really a bad news, and it was about the death of Mrs. Joyce Felix. She died time 5:59 a.m. in the hospital after going through a surgery operation. The information reaching my good office this morning was that she died after the second operation was conducted on her cause of the cancer problem. Although according to the doctor, he said that he got our chamber contacts through Mrs. Joyce before the second operation. She asked him to contact my office in case anything happened to her on the process. I'm writing to inform you this in order to send my sympathy and heart feeling. It's a pity. You should take heart, you know. Life is all about that God Almighty gives and God Almighty takes. Therefore, in this regard, what is the situation of things on your side? I am still waiting to receive your data so that I can get the will in your name to enable us proceed on the transfer. Waiting to hear from you soonest. Yours in service, Barrister James Collins.
Email from Mr. Clive to Barrister Collins. Dear Barrister Collins, this is indeed bad news. Please send my heartfelt condolences to the relatives. I'm wondering who Mrs. Joyce Felix was in relation to Mrs. Mirabel Jelani. Are they related? I'll be happy to provide further details upon hearing a little more from you upon this doubly tragic turn of events. I'm quietly hoping that these may be separate events, so that the sorrows so far inflicted are not to be further multiplied. Sincerely, Mr. Clive.
Barrister James Collins wrote to Mr. Clive, 27th of May at 15:06. Attention, Mr. Clive. Sorry, it was a mistake of name for me. I mean to tell you that Mrs. Mirabel Jelani is dead. Joyce Felix is the woman that took her daughter after the death of Mrs. Jelani. Let me know your readiness to continue on this matter by sending me the required information to me to enable me to prepare her will immediately. Yours in service, Barrister James Collins.
Email from Mr. Clive to Barrister Collins. Dear Barrister Collins, thanks for email and apologies for delay in replying. I have been suffering poor health myself, and the shock of Mrs. Jelani's death and the plight of her daughter has further aggravated my condition. My physician recommended total rest and a trip to southern Europe, where I am at present convalescing. What news of Mrs. Jelani's daughter and of Mrs. Felix? I have been further incapacitated by an incident at sea, which resulted in the loss of my cell phone and identity card. For correspondence purposes, please write to me at the Old Police Station, the Interview Room, 114 Amersham Vale, New Cross, London SE14. I confirm my date of birth as 29/4/69. My occupation is school teacher and lay investigator. So that we may proceed on an equal footing, may you also provide details and copies, where available, of your professional details and qualifications. Once my papers are again in order, I shall be providing mine by return. Many thanks, and I await your news and developments.
Barrister James Collins wrote to Mr. Clive on the 1st of June 2016. Attention, Mr. Clive. I write to acknowledge the receipt of your mail. Be informed that I had started the process and will update you once it's ready. I've also spoken to the bank about you and the desire of Mrs. Mirabel to transfer her fortunes to you for the benefit of her younger daughter. Now I would like you to fill below the drafted and send to the bank immediately through their email address. The remittance officer, Mr. Tahiru Mack, Bank of Africa. Bank email, telephone number, fax number. Respected sir, I, Mr., a permanent resident of, mobile number, wants to put forward the following few lines for your notice and quick necessary action at your end. That I have been appointed by Mrs. Mirabel, through her lawyer Barrister James Collins, to take charge of the transfer of her fund in your bank to my account. I am her foreign partner living in, will stand on her behalf following her will, as the next of kin for her account in your bank, AC number. That I want to know the possibilities of assisting her to transfer and depositing money to my account in my country for the benefit and upbringing of her daughter. After receiving a reply from you, I will be able to know the procedure and probability of transfer of the amount from your bank to my account. Expecting an early reply. Yours faithfully, Mr. Once this is done and you receive any response from the bank, do not hesitate to contact the bank. Yours in service, Barrister James Collins.
Email from Mr. Clive to Barrister Collins. 29th of June, 12:28 PM. Dear Barrister Collins, thank you for your email. I do wish, however, to hear the full email at my postal address and have not heard from you since. I have just returned from a lengthy convalescence and am again ready to take up the baton of righteous justice and support in any way I can. What news of the daughter? Who is now looking after her? I know that it is not good to be alone in the world, and I write with concern, knowing that there are many thieves and money grabbers out there, some with official sounding positions. What further information is required? I earnestly and anxiously await to hear from you soonest. I have copied in my representative on financial matters and would be grateful if you would reply to all.
Email from Attention Mr. Clive, I write to confirm the receipt of your mail. The situation of the process had been still since you explained of your ill health. Now that you are back and ready to proceed on the transfer, I will only advise you to write to the bank as per my previous mail to you. With this, we can proceed on the process without any further delay. Yours in service, Barrister James Collins.
Further to this, there was some correspondence from Mr. Dennis Needle, and he wrote to Mr. Clive, "Hello, I just found you online now through Google. Please, do you sell your works directly? And if you do, can I make a direct purchase from you? Thanks so much, and I really look forward to hearing from you soonest. Regards, Dennis Needle." To which Mr. Clive responded, "Dear Dennis, thank you for your inquiry. Which work are you interested in? Where are you based? Many thanks, Mr. Clive." Email from Mr. Neagle to Mr. Clive. "Thanks so much for your prompt reply. I really appreciate it. Please, is there a possibility of you sending me a link to your works or images of works currently available for sale alongside price list so that we can proceed from there, because my PC crashed and I lost all datas saved. I patiently look forward to hearing from you soonest. Regards, Dennis. Dennis Neagle, 10 Avenue de la Fosse des Pressoirs, Magny-le-Hongre, Saint-Émile, Paris 75014, France.
Email from Molly McCarthy to Dennis Needle. Share Dennis, I am the agent for Mr. Clive, and he has referred your email to me for further details. Please be informed that his website is currently under reconstruction. We would be grateful if you would advise or indicate any particular interests or images you have already identified in his work. Are you interested in photography, painting, mixed media, installation or performance? Are you planning to visit London anytime soon? Mr. Clive has indicated that he would be happy to meet to discuss the work or offer an installation or performance experience. Some questions. Do you yourself have a website? As a guide, please could you indicate the price range of works you wish to consider? As you come to us cold, we are intrigued to know whether you are interested in work aesthetically or for investment opportunities. As you may realise, as a result of the Brexit vote in the UK and the collapse of the pound, this would be a very advantageous moment for you to purchase Mr. Clive's work, as you are a continental. He himself has expressed that he's always interested in undertaking commissions or other art interventions. Please reply to me in all future correspondence. Finally, Mr. Clive asks if you may be familiar with Mrs. Jelani, who he believes to be another collector. He believes that she may live or have lived close to your residence gallery. We warmly anticipate your reply. Ms. Monument.
Email from Mr. Dennis Neagle to Mr. Clive. "Hello Mr. Clive, thank you so much for your email. I have copied in your agent, Ms. Molly McCarthy. I'm sorry, thank you so much for your email, sorry. In response to your questions, I would be interested in purchasing small abstract paintings. Please send me images of any you have. I would, as someone interested in contemporary art, be interested in attending a performance, and please advise of any forthcoming so that I can organise my travel connections. In relation to the lady you speak of, I am sorry I do not know her. My interest in your work, I should state, is as a collector for investment purposes. I am currently an agent for a buyer, a Mrs. Joyce Felix, who is collecting work as an investment for a 12-year-old girl who was recently orphaned. Thank you for your interest. I look forward to doing business with you. Regards, Dennis Neagle."
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I went down to saying, oh Lord have mercy, help me if you please. I went down to the crossroads, tried to hitch a ride. I went down to the crossroads, tried to hitch a ride. No one seemed to know me, everyone just passed me by. You can run, tell my friend Billy Brown. You can run, tell my friend Billy Brown. I got those crossroads blues and I feel that I'm sinking down.